Hey, this is Josh for Retooled.net, and in this video we're going to be demoing a new product for you guys. And the thing is, this is not our product. This is actually a product from Prolost, and that's Stu Maschwitz. And what this is, it's a preset called Prolost Burns. And let me show you guys how it works. So I think for anyone who's made a photo montage in After Effects, you know that it's a little bit tedious. There's all of the custom zooming you need to do and all of the cross dissolves, and it just becomes a ton of keyframes that you have to keep track of, and it can take a really long time. So what this preset is, it's an easy way to make photo montages and still have that cool zoom in, zoom out, crossfade sort of look, but without keyframes. And let me show you how it works and give you guys a few tips on using it. Now the preset is normally $3, but through Retooled.net we're actually going to give you a coupon code at the end of the video which you guys can use to get it for $2. So that it's $1 off, but that's 33% off. Not too bad, guys. So here it goes, and let me just show you really quickly how to use it, and of course you can get more of a demo at the Prolost site, which I'll link to in this posting. So what I'm going to do is just apply the Prolost Burns preset to my clips. So all I'm going to do is just search for Prolost, and with my clips all selected, I'm just going to double click on Prolost Burns, and it will be added to all of my clips. Now what I need to do now is arrange my layers. So I'm just going to trim them all. I'm going to make them somewhere between 1.5 seconds and 2 seconds, and I'll just select my layers, and holding Option right bracket, I will trim them. Now let me show you guys a quick way to arrange your layers. If you go to Animation, Keyframe Assistant, Sequence Layers, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell them that I want them to overlap so that we get a nice crossfade between them. And I'm just going to do something like 10 frames. Hit OK, and you'll see what happens here. And this is one of the tips I want to give you guys on using this preset. I get this really kind of weird thing where I cut to the photo and it's dissolving the whole time and we don't see it until it's about to leave. So let me show you why that is. If I undo that sequencing, the way this preset works is it works from the bottom layer to the top layer, and that's how you're supposed to have your layers laid out in order. So the only difference I'm going to do now is I'm going to select my bottom layer first, then I'm going to hit Shift and select my top layer. And I'll go to Animation, Keyframe Assistant, Sequence Layers. Again, just set it to 10 frame overlap and hit OK. So now you'll see my layers sequence from the bottom to the top, and I can just shorten my comp now. But if I scrub through it, you'll see they all have this nice zoom on them without me doing any keyframes. And the cool part about that is if I want to, say, make a crossfade longer, I could just drag the layer and it will dynamically adjust that. And of course I can move multiple layers at once and just kind of tweak as needed. Now, a lot of you might be thinking, that's great, but I want to be able to control each picture's zoom individually. And you can do that. So what I'm going to do is I'll select one of the layers, and instead of doing a zoom out like I'm currently doing, I'm going to do a zoom in on this layer. So I'll just switch the scale at head to 100%, and I'll switch the tail to 150. And let's say I don't want these white borders here. I'm going to tell it to use the width and not height by unchecking this checkbox here, and now it's full frame the whole time. Now what if I don't like where it's zooming into? Let's say I want to zoom into that window instead. I could just come here and I'm going to set a custom center point right on that window and just tell it to use this custom center point by clicking right here. So now when I zoom in, it's going to zoom into that window. Of course I can make similar changes across all of these. So I think you guys can quickly see how this will really speed up your process of making photo montages and free you from all those keyframes to just being able to simply apply this preset and get a nice looking slideshow out of your photos. So here's the result. Well, I hope you guys like this preview of Prolost Burns, and again, you can use the coupon code RETOOLED1, that's RETOOLED1, to get a 33% savings off Prolost Burns, and again, that would make it only $2, so not a bad deal. Guys, give your love over to Stu over at Prolost, and if you need to make some photo montages, definitely give this preset a try. Be sure to check out our new product, Color Retooled, which is a set of looks presets for Premiere Pro CC. A ton of easy presets that you can use in Premiere and SpeedGrade CC to quickly edit the look of your clips. Everything from brightness and contrast to vintage effects to things like vignettes that editors can quickly add to their clips and keep working.